Hi, welcome to the podcast.
Hello.
I'm Kelly, your host, of course. And this is Amy.
Hi.
And today we're talking about being a meat-free mum or meat-free at home.
Giving it a shot, anyway.
Giving it a go. That's the important thing, I think, when we're talking about health and making healthy choices and, you know, eco choices and so on, is just doing a bit, giving it a spin.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I huge meat eater, massive carnivore. Yeah. Love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. But I think when I had a kid, I suddenly started paying more attention to what kind of state we're going to leave the world in once I go, and it's her and her gang. And I was like, wow, it's a big old mess. It's a big old mess. Like, I kind of envy my parents' generation because they just lived and did exactly as they pleased without much thought to whatever it was they were doing. Yeah. Guilt-free, you know, having all the babies, using all the plastic, getting all the technology, driving all the cars. Yes.
Having all the prefab food.
And just really living it up. And now it's like, shit. So
it's all fucked.
It is really bad. But because I'm doing this not for taste reasons, and this is going to sound really controversial and horrible, but like the animals didn't really bother me. If they had bothered me that much, I would never have eaten as much meat as I did.
Sure, yeah.
But the toll it's taking on the climate and the earth in general is worrying.
You can't keep ignoring it.
No, but I also don't want to overwhelm myself with something I know isn't achievable at this stage. So, and I also think that just to expect everyone to just drop their habits and start living differently is not possible.
Yeah.
I think it's too much pressure.
Yeah.
And I think if we all just start doing little things, as long as everyone's doing something, that's got to make a change.
It's going to make an impact.
I mean, look at what happened when we started charging for plastic bags.
Yeah.
Plastic bag use is like
dropped
really down.
Massively.
And, you know, so change can happen.
Yeah, for sure.
So I just think, you know, if we're just one household of 3 people, 2.5, but if we've stopped bringing meat into our house, and what's been really interesting is when I've started talking to my friends, yourself included, about it, and lots of other people from all walks of life, they're all like, yeah, we're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not even out there on my own, like, and that's so encouraging to hear that lots of other people are taking the same measures and have started to care.
Yeah, I think it's it's something that's getting nice and deep into the public conscious. It's especially our generation and younger, probably, or maybe the generation above us and then downwards, because you know, I mean, like our parents' generations, like you say, they did what they liked, had all the plastic, had all the prefab food,
what fun,
burnt all the fossil fuels, had a great time,
took
loads
all the
of
great
babies,
drugs.
Took all the great drugs, didn't, you know, had it all going on, bought houses, had money, bought houses, blah blah blah, you know, and you don't really expect them to understand.
No, well, actually, it's very interesting you say that, because I talked to my mum and my parents-in-law, and they don't really get it.
I can struggle a little bit.
Like when I said to my, I hope she doesn't want that. Pat, I love you if you watch this. But I told my mother-in-law I was going to try and stop buying, what do you call them? Cosmetic stuff in plastic bottles. And I said I'd gone back to bars of soap and I want to have bars of shampoo. And she kind of rolled her eyes at me and she was just like, why? Like
you're mad hippie.
Well,
you new age lunatic.
Yeah, but she's of the opinion. She's like, but that stuff's on the shelves. And if you don't buy it, someone else is going to buy it. And I was like, but if I don't buy it, that's one less person buying it. Yeah. And businesses is all supply and demand.
It's demand. If you take away the demand.
My mother then came back with, she was like, yeah, Amy, but, you know, if everyone starts buying meat-free stuff, then that stuff will start costing more. And I'm like,
what?
Yeah, but the planet won't die.
Yeah. And it won't start costing more, it will cost less.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know, that's how these things work.
So, you know, but I don't expect them to understand, because they've lived this life that they've had. And I know for a fact when I'm their age and I'm talking to Mia about it, she's going to come out with things and I'm just going to be like, you're mental.
You'll be insisting she's a girl and she'll be saying, don't assume my gender. And that'll be our generation's problem. Because
it will be there will be a thing that I won't get about the youth.
Exactly. I mean,
and I don't know what it might be, because this world is so mental.
It's changing so quickly.
It's so bonkers.
You suddenly realise why your grandparents are so un-PC, or why they used to be so un-PC. You just think like, because the world is a completely different world, like which the one you understood.
I remember a time when certain language was okay.
Oh, yeah.
And certain behaviours were okay.
Words and behaviours,
And I remember a time before the internet.
Absolutely.
I didn't get a mobile phone till I was 18.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that myself and my peers, we're the last generation to remember that stuff.
I was just saying that to my partner last night. I was just saying, like, I think there's something in that we're going to be the last generation that remembers what it was like to grow up.
We've had both.
With a bit of both.
Yeah.
We remember dial-up internet and the fact that the internet wasn't always available, and you had to be considerate if somebody wanted to use the phone. You know, you couldn't just have the internet all the time. Yeah, I know.
Oh my God.
And I was talking
the gloom.
I was talking to him about it with regards to counselling, and saying, like, I think there's merit in the knowledge that we have of the time before, you know, and knowing what things felt like, you know, without having those kind of things constantly with us. And it's just like, I was like, wow, actually, there are generations that are not going to know what it was like to get drunk, throw up, and no one's got a camera on their phone, so no one's taking a photo.
But do you know what? Like, even young adults now, like between 20 and 25, even they don't remember that time.
Yeah, it's mad.
That's like, you know, I say to them, you know, we didn't have internet, and they're like, what?
You're like 90.
That shit crazy.
That's crazy.
So, you know, but anyway, we've gone completely off topic.
We're on tangent.
Ultimately, times are changing, and I think it's our duty to change with them.
I think
in whatever way that we can.
You've got to adapt, otherwise there'll be no planet left, and it's adapt or die, really, isn't it? You know, time to change. And I think you're right. I think, like, taking a bit of responsibility, tackling things that you can tackle, you know, not giving yourself like woke anxiety about things that you can't tackle, but just trying to make the differences. And
I have quite a small little world. It's a lovely one, and I love it. Yeah. But whatever I can change within that, that's all I can do.
Absolutely. And your money is the only vote. Yeah. It's the only way we make a difference to industry.
You vote with your feet every time.
Yeah, you vote with your feet, vote with your wallet. Yeah. You know, if everybody stopped and completely refused to buy battery hens, there wouldn't be any.
Yeah, exactly.
Simple. Exactly. There would be no demand, they would stop, that would be the end of it.
Do you know what, I'm gonna one reason I was really glad to come on this podcast is I think that people like me aren't represented in the vegan argument, that like the hardcore vegans are like, you've got to be vegan, you cannot do this, and you cannot do that, and I'm here to say that that's the dream goal, to become vegan. But man, I love cheese. God, I love cheese. And I've tried some like vegan cheeses, and it's just it's no dice.
Not the one.
But what I want to be able to do whilst I'm still in this transitional period is spend money on better quality products, dairy
100%,
products.
I'm with you on that. High welfare.
And although we're not cooking meat at home, we do have a really lovely butcher at the top of where I live. And once a month we do go there and we buy some really high-end meat. Yeah. I know it's come from animals that have led a nicer life. They've not been farmed in cages. Yeah,
they've had good quality of living for the time that they've had.
Yeah. And I know that every vegan out there is like, well, you're still killing an animal. But I think spending my money on better quality products has got to have an effect on the bad farming that's going on.
Definitely. And I always said, you know, to really combat bad farming, intensive or, you know, negative effect farming, you have to invest in better farming, because not everyone is going to stop eating meat in the next 40 years. It might happen overall. It might be an arc of humanity, and it might be the way forward, and it might be the thing we're all moving towards. It's not going to stop overnight. No. So we've got a couple of generations
to
convince.
We're all a work in progress.
And we've got generations like our parents' generation that won't change, potentially.
Having said that, once I did, I kind of like threw my mum under a bus a little bit there. Sorry, mum. But actually, my mum's a fantastic cook. She's one of those cooks that, like, she doesn't need recipes. She just goes in the kitchen, throws a cupboard open, and creates something incredible. And when we come down now, she goes out of her way to cook vegetarian dishes. And she said to me, I've actually really enjoyed it. She said it's a learning curve. It was just more of a challenge. Like, to create something that I know that you'll like, because I have an onion intolerance, which is really annoying because it's in everything and it's delicious. So, you know, it's so bless her. She's really come through for us there, because awesome. She always sends us home with her home cooked food as well. Yeah,
I mean, like that generation, they're not bad people. They're just they're living in a different world.
They're used to.
And my mum's had a shift for definite. You know, like I was telling her about meat-free things that I've been up to, and you know, blah blah blah. She's not against eating vegetarian, and she in fact has been like, do you know what, I've started to look at animals and my heart, I can't do it. I don't want my, you know, she's got her on an emotional level. She's like, also, I can't do it anymore. I'm too connected, you know.
People of that generation, the internet wasn't there, and they weren't bombarded with these images.
They didn't have the information. They weren't looking at it.
Every time I go on Facebook, I have a lot of vegan friends, and they're great, and I'm so supportive of it. But like, I get a bit upset because like I go on and there's some animal cruelty video that they've posted to try and raise awareness, and you know, it's just it's, I don't need to see it. Do you know what I mean? I've got the information. And
is that you?
Sorry, that's
do you know what?
Let me put it somewhere else.
Put it somewhere it's not gonna buzz the mic.
I'm just really popular.
That's what you came on, just to show how popular you are. Just come on to a podcast and be like,
probably just my husband telling me that my daughter had a crap, but you know, never mind.
She's had a massive poo. It's like Cole's finger.
But yeah, the information wasn't available.
Yeah,
and you know, ignorance is bliss, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
When they're
Jeff it out, if you
spraying all the aerosols and having all the industrial revolution.
Absolutely,
you know, but the information is key, and we have it now. And I think that now that we have it, we've got to use it.
You've got to react to it. Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I'm just big into just doing what you can. Yeah, you know, trying to find your way through it and understanding and learning, and also anything that takes constant willpower will fail. Yeah, that is a fact in therapy or whatever, where everybody knows that if it takes constant willpower, it's a strategy.
Yeah, and it's just an ongoing struggle.
You've got to shift your lifestyle. You've got to shift your framework, shift your lifestyle, and then when you get there, maybe shift it some more. Yeah, I mean, you know, this idea didn't come to you overnight. You know, this will be.
I thought about it for a long time. Yeah. I sounded out Tony, who's my husband, and we had a chat about it, and he actually said that he's an ex-personal trainer. He doesn't do that anymore, but obviously he knows about nutrition and everything, and when he was training heavily, he cut out meat altogether and replaced it with all corn because of the high protein content. Right, okay. And he was like, actually, I've cooked with corn a lot and it's fine. And he said, and actually that was years ago, so it's probably better now.
I was going to ask you about that, actually, because a lot of people they come at this like reduction in meat with this like, how do you get your protein argument, you know, because meat is a quick, easy source of protein, you know.
And you know, if you're like me and you like the taste of meat, there are some banging meat subs out there.
Yes.
Substitutes, I mean, not like Subway and the, you know.
Or like the kind of ball gag
sandwich. Or that. I mean, way to go off topic.
I have to put an adult warning on this one now.
But no, there's some amazing, like, because I'm sort of working my way through them because I do love meat, and I am missing it, if I'm honest. But I'm not missing it to the point where I'm like, well, fuck it, I'm not going to do it anymore. Yeah. Because I don't want...
Not missing it enough.
It's just because I've spent 37 years eating it. So to just turn it around and then go, right, no more, I think, you know, it's too hard. So we have been working our way through the different meat substitutes, and there's some amazing things on the market.
Good out there. Yeah, was it Vivera?
Vivera. We're having that tonight.
The kebab meat. Oh my god. Amazing.
It's so it makes you feel like you're having the real thing.
And like, you shouldn't have that kind of kebab meat in your life. It's a shawarma. It's like it's like doner meat, right? Yeah. And you think like, oh, you know, Tottenham at 4 a.m. and you look at a kebab house and you're like, oh, I really shouldn't be having this. Yeah. Delicious. And it has all the naughtiness about it, and it's completely plant-based. Yeah, it's amazing. It's
incredible
amazing,
what they do. Yeah. Also, with regard to Mia, she's got a dreadful diet. She's a very picky child. I didn't want it to be this way, but you just can't help someone's personality.
She's about 2.5. 2.5. So it's toddlering age. And
she likes nuggets. And I've tried, like, I talked to some other mothers and they're like, yes, Henry eats carrots and avocados and and I'm like,
That's because you live in Islington.
I've tried to give her carrots and peas and I've tried everything, and the girl just is not down. Yeah. But, you know, it's cool because once she's 3, I can give her vitamins. And once she's a little bit older, I can start explaining to her a little bit more about food.
Bargaining.
And bargaining.
Yeah, play the game a bit more, yeah.
But she has switched out to corn nuggets and she has no idea.
Oh, fantastic.
She loves them.
So you've slipped them in under the radar.
That's one thing where I've won.
Yes.
My next, the other thing that she loves more than life itself is sausages. And so I'm, you know, selflessly trying all the meat sub sausages on her behalf.
What's in the lead?
So far, Linda McCartney veggie sausages.
Nice.
Because they taste the most sausagey.
Right.
And that's the flavour that Mia likes.
It's the sausaginess.
It's the sausage, the pork flavour. The others, there's some really good ones out there, but I'm trying to find the thing that's closest to the flavour of the sausages that she likes to eat, and then I think I can manage. Yeah. She also knows if something doesn't look right.
Right.
And that's my reservation. Yeah, because the Linda McCartney veggie ones, they've got like bits that stick out, and I know she's going to be like,
what's this? Yeah.
But I will persevere.
Yeah. I really love the cauldron ones. I'm a big
cauldron,
fan of the cauldron
they're
ones.
just a little bit too sagey for her.
Yeah, yeah.
But they're good.
They're good for
it just tastes like stuffing, like pork stuffing.
Yeah, they're really good. I'm thinking about sausage casserole with them, and my partner's big into sausage casserole.
Yeah.
So
with that, I had the Linda McCartney red pepper and chorizo vegetable sausages there, and they're worth a look.
Interesting.
They'd be good in a casserole because they're a little bit dry.
Yeah.
So if they're like cooked in sauce, that will combat that.
This is something that I found across the board, talking to like my friends that are vegetarian, vegan, and talking about meat substitute type stuff, is that often it misses the fatty.
It's the fat.
It's the fats.
Oh, it's the fat.
If you know, and something that figures out the fats, that will be the end of meat, I think, because that's what you miss, isn't it? It's like you don't miss the meat sweats and the belly
is so good
because it has.
It seems fatty.
It seems fatty. I don't know how they've done it. It's really great.
Saucery.
And like the jackfruit pulled pork burger type vibe is cool because pulled pork is a bit saucy and like that feels kind of right.
Plus jackfruit really takes on whatever flavour you give it.
Put on it, it has a good texture. I don't miss the fats too much from that. But a friend of mine and I were talking about if you took the corn chipolatas and the fake bacon, could you do pigs in blankets?
Well, I had fake bacon the other day and it was a bad time.
Crispy.
I'd rather just go without.
It's very crispy. Yeah, it's not right. It's not quite the one.
Are the corn chipolatas worth a look? Because Mia also enjoys a cocktail sausage.
They're fine. Yeah. They're great. Yeah. They're
give us
sausagey and stuff. Right. And they also do picnic eggs, which are Scotch eggs.
Yeah.
Which are totally great.
Yeah.
Totally fine.
Are they actual egg or is it pretend egg?
I think they're actual egg.
Oh, okay.
I think they're vegetarian actual egg. I don't think they're vegan. Yeah. Because I think one of the two brands, Cauldron and Corn, one of them is vegan and one of them is not, because one of them uses...
Corn used to not be vegan, but they do have vegan products now.
Yeah, there we go. That'll be it. But Cauldron is vegan.
Yeah.
Generally.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, it's the fatty thing that gets missed. You know?
Do you know what is quite good for that fatty vibe? I don't know if I know you bought them the other day, the Iceland No Bull burgers. Did you have them?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
What did you think?
They were okay. Oh, I'm being recorded, so I can't say what I think here. Well, no, I will, and then Tom will just have to give me an elbow later. So I wasn't sure about them, but Tom cooked them. Okay. So I wasn't aware of how he cooked them. And he was like, oh, these aren't great. Because he had to pan fry them because we had something else under the grill. Or there was no space under the grill. And he was like, oh, I'm not really into these. Like, the texture's not... It's a bit weird. He's like, he wasn't really into them. Okay. But I don't know if it had something to do with how it was cooked. But I'm not pointing the finger at Tom saying he didn't cook them right. I wasn't involved in the cooking. Yeah, so...
We put them in the oven. And they seemed very fatty because when I took them out, there was a lot of fat
juices. Yeah.
I found the texture to be one of the best things about it. I found the texture very meaty. It was the flavour that was slightly off.
Yeah,
which is why I liked the jalapeno ones better than the plain ones, because the jalapeno brought some warmth and masked that kind of soy flavour.
Yeah, I found them a bit beetrooty, and then I looked and there wasn't really a whole lot of beetroot in them.
I would have them again though. I did quite enjoy them.
I'm going to give them another go, and actually I'm going to try more. That range is big.
It is.
The Ice and Noble range is big. They've got chicken stuff and escallops as well as paella and strips for stir fry and so many things.
I would avoid those only because having tried the corn chicken pieces, they win over them. The other ones taste a wee bit of soy.
Yeah.
But the corn ones I find imitate chicken very well.
Lovely.
So
I quite like the cauldron diced or stripped marinated tofu. I want to
get involved with that because Tony's like only had bad experiences with tofu.
Yeah, block tofu's not the one.
But I've had some really delicious tofu when it's been like seasoned really well.
Yes.
And then fried, so it's crispy.
Yes.
And I really enjoyed it. So I would be interested in cooking more with tofu.
Yeah, tofu's an interesting one because it can go very wrong and it can go very right. And let's be real, not everybody has time to get good at tofu.
No.
So the cauldron option, which is like it's stripped and marinated, it's straight to wok. If you're doing a stir fry, it's perfect. It's absolutely just lovely.
Noted.
The flavour's great, it's totally fine. But the times that I've had to do block tofu,
well, it just looks so unappealing as well, doesn't it?
I've had it in like some restaurants and like it's better, it's fine, but like at home, bought block, got the water out, sliced it, done things with it.
People do eat with their eyes, don't they? And like it does look really unappetising. It looks like you're going to eat
custard.
like pencil erasers. It looks like a bit like a block of that.
Yeah, a block of congealed sick. That's really harsh. Sorry, I don't really mean that. I was just being
like it's already been digested once.
Oh man, yeah, it's not the one. And really, my opinion on this is like food and diet is super important, and we can't ignore the global eco concerns of this. But gosh, we come from privilege and plenty, and it's very, very hard to expect people to dial it in if their alternatives aren't up to scratch.
Well,
dialing in on some great alternatives is the beginning of the journey. Yeah. You realise you can swap out and do, shawarma kebabs in pita with salad, and it is legit.
Yeah.
Like,
I also love, and I'm sure other mums will relate when I say that sometimes there's no time to cook.
No.
And that's where cheap meat does come into play, because you just shove it in the oven. The kids love it.
Yeah.
And so it's really cool, like the escallops that Corn do and the nuggets and stuff, the oven food that's not too expensive and is quick and easy to do.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to make that point. I think being vegetarian and vegan, sometimes people just think, oh my God, all that cooking I'm going to have to do.
Yeah,
and it doesn't really need to be that way.
Not these days, no.
There's another range I'm really interested to try, which I haven't got round to yet, which is Tesco do a range called Wicked Kitchen.
Yeah.
And that is food on the go. So that's your sandwiches, packet sandwiches, wraps.
Right.
They do a frozen pizza.
Right.
So like if for someone that doesn't like cooking, has no interest in cooking, wants to grab a sandwich for work at lunchtime, that would be your one.
Yeah, you can still make a change.
Yeah, exactly. But you don't have to, stand there cutting up vegetables for hours on end and stewing and things.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's another range that I have yet to get to. But I mean, there's so I didn't realise how much choice there is until I started looking into it.
It's a great market,
and it's
right
massive.
now. Yeah, there's lots of it. Yeah.
And we do our shopping online, and then we just get fresh bits throughout the week.
Yeah.
But because we do our shopping online, they've got our shopping list, and we just very rarely deviate from it. So we're getting the same products every single week.
Yeah, yeah.
And when we were eating meat, the meat was the basis of the meal. So I'd be like, okay, Monday we'll have chicken, Tuesday we'll have pork, Wednesday we'll have burgers. Yeah. But now I don't think like that. Now I think, there's so much to try and so many different things to explore that actually now my shop takes a lot longer because I'm on the iPad going, meat substitutes, going through, and there's a lot of different stuff to look at.
It's opened it up a bit, isn't it? It got you out of a routine and a way of thinking, which is kind of liberating in itself. And now you're experimenting more with different foods. Yeah. I had a habit, because I've tried to go vegetarian a bunch of times because I'm been concerned about ethical implications of meat and the planetary implications of meat for a long time, and I am quite a staunch carnivore, really. I grew up eating meat without this stuff, have learnt this stuff as an adult.
I'm gutted about this stuff.
Oh gosh, it's like you peek behind the curtain and then you fall down the rabbit hole that was the curtain was in front of, and then you're in and you're like, I can't unknow this stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
And all these happy ham sandwiches I had as a child,
tainted.
Yeah, completely tainted. My happy, ham sandwiches is gone. It's bad times. It's history. Yeah. So yeah, I've tried a bunch over time to take this knowledge and make it practical, and have failed.
Yeah.
Fucking failed. You know, even down to like at 3 a.m. having had a night out, gone and got a burger with friends, and then halfway through it gone, oh shit, I was meant to be a vegetarian. Like, because it's so in, you've been doing it so long that you just forget that that's what you, after a few drinks and a long night, you just forget that's something you're trying to do. Yeah. Or you're starving, you know, you've got a lunch break, you're starving, you run into like somewhere to get a quick sandwich.
Drunk food is the one for me. Drunk food.
Yeah, it's the one. And you just make these fall off the wagon things. And even then, when I was doing this kind of early attempts at vegetarianism, oh man, it was so much cheese. It was so much cheese substitution, which doesn't do the planet any favours. You are just, you know, you may as well just carry on a little bit. Yeah. You know, because not only is it plenty of cow methane issue stuff, it's also like awful for the dairy cows, like what they go through.
Oh, don't.
Oh, that actually, you can't be a feminism and feel cool about dairy farming. We had this conversation the other day, didn't we? Screws your mind. It's like, God, they're just inseminating them and taking the babies. It's
it's rape and kidnap.
It's a horrible, imagine a horror movie where aliens took a bunch of women from this planet and did that for breast milk. You would just be like outraged and like
it's horrific.
It's horrific. It's horrific. And I love cheese. Yeah. I've managed to get rid of milk, right? That's fine.
This is what my next hurdle is, but I just wanted to get good at the no meat stuff.
Yeah, well, this is it. This is like the willpower thing, right? Anything takes constant. Willpower's going to fail. Yeah. So you have to change your lifestyle. So you change it layer by layer. Yeah, you do.
Don't overwhelm yourself.
Yeah, you say, do you know what? I'm going to stop buying this product because it's got palm oil in it. Yeah. And next week you say, I'm going to stop buying this product because it's wrapped in plastic. I'll replace it with a bar of soap. You know, and then you layer it on. You change, and that's the kind of change that affects your social group. Yeah, because these are the conversations that we've had over
the
years.
We've had so many conversations.
Yeah, and our other friends, you know. Yeah. And everybody starts weighing in with the little thing they're doing, and that changes. We start adding each other's little things, and suddenly we're all doing more. Yeah. You know?
I put a post out on Facebook the other day asking for like milk substitutes recommendations, and it went nuts.
Yeah, it was, everybody had to
weigh like 50, 60 comments on there because so many, and that was so encouraging to me. And that's like what I was saying before. Yeah. Once I've started a conversation with other people, so many people are like, "Yeah, we're doing that. Yeah, we've been doing that for a year," or da da da. But one of my very staunch vegan friends pointed out to me that actually a lot of milk substitutes can be counterproductive because to get a product like a base food from there to milk, the
carbon footprint
is immense. And I was like, oh God, this is so complicated because I don't want to rob Peter to pay Paul.
I will help you with this one. Okay, I will help you with this one because so I listen to this podcast called Science Versus, right? And it's a debunking podcast. So it's science versus this other subject, and they take each side of the argument, weigh up with science, talk to a lot of professionals, and come around to it. And they did science versus milk substitutes, fake milks, and the conclusion was, even with the various different issues, and each fake milk has a different planetary implication.
Everything milk because it needs to be processed.
But apparently, they're all better than what happens when we have dairy milk.
Well, that's good.
So they're all better than that option. And to be fair, if we're all doing different ones, we're not going to create a new dairy issue. Yeah. Because the problem is that we're all doing dairy the one way. Yeah. And the one way is a big problem. Yeah. So if some people like rice milk, and some people like it coconut, and some people like it almond, and some people like it soy, those problems with each individual thing don't get compounded into
there is
one.
So much choice.
If we all went, right, everything that's dairy will now become almond, we might see an issue, and it'll probably still be better than dairy, but we might see an alternate problem. Okay. But I think that's the nice thing about going on this journey and going meat free and going away from dairy and so on, is that there are lots of different alternatives. Yeah. We're moving into options rather than moving into one alternative. So I think that's going to have to be the trick for what we do environmentally anyway, because obviously doing a lot of one thing is bad. However you do it, and I think that's why I always say, I think if we all went vegan and all went vegan the same way, we'd probably find new planetary problems, and it's not the complete holy grail answer to everything. I think being mindful, managing impact, and spreading things out and mitigating the impact along the way is probably the method. So just make a switch.
Yeah.
With milk, just make a switch, because I think it's like soya has ethical issues, because the one that gets turned into milk has like a patent. It was like modified in some way, and someone owns the patent, so the people that farm it have to pay off, and it's like unethical farming wise.
Right.
I think either rice or almond milk, I think it's rice milk, takes an insane water footprint.
Okay.
I think, that like each of them have like a one issue, but dive into one of them. Just dive into one of them. I like the coconut ones. That's where I'm at. That's my milk of choice.
I have a couple in my fridge that I keep meaning to try, and I haven't yet, but I will.
Stick it in your tea, man. Hemp milk's good.
Hemp milk.
I like hemp milk. I'm into hemp in general. I like hemp milk. That's
nice. Good
that's
tip.
a good one. Rude Health, I think, do Rude Health do a good hemp milk? Challenging myself now, because I liked hemp, but I switched to coconut base because it has that. It's more milky. And I like my milk in tea and coffee. That's kind of what I want it for. I'm not drinking glasses of it. And if I'm drinking glasses
that's
of
really all I'm using it for as well. I
Yeah.
might put a little bit in my scrambled eggs, but actually you can have scrambled eggs without milk.
Totally, yeah.
So,
So milk was the first thing to go for me in my dairy change. That was easy, because I'm only having it in tea and coffee. I had to find the one that was good in tea and coffee. They're all nice to drink.
Yeah.
If you like a glass of milk,
Yeah.
Oatly, all of it, all nice to drink. So that was fine. Yogurt, similarly easy.
That yogurt you gave me the last time I was here was really good.
What did we have? Cocoa yogurt? K-O-K.
Was it cocoa?
Yeah, I think it was. That's usually the one I have.
If you gave me that and told me it was actual yogurt, I would have believed you.
Yeah.
It was so nice.
It's really good. The coconut-based stuff does make lovely yogurt. And some of them have the added protein in as well. So you get your protein extra yogurt.
Yeah.
There is a couple of dairy substitutes that are doing that too. You have to look about, but they are out there. I can't do soy yogurt. It goes through me.
Fun times.
Well.
Let's just,
Don't do it at work. I mean, if I'm feeling cheeky at home, I might risk one, but like I don't do, and that's how I found out when I was at work.
Oh,
it was
fun.
awful.
Great.
Really. Not the one. And that's quite common. A lot of people have that kind of problem with soya. It goes weird. So yeah, yogurt was easy as well, especially because I was trying to find high welfare yogurts before I switched. Anyway, so I was paying a little bit over the odds anyway. So, but yeah, pint for pint, it's not too bad. No. Really. I mean, I think the cocoa one is like £1.80. Morrison's, I mean, I don't know, other supermarkets are available, slightly different. And then I think the Yo Valley, which I figured they're a little bit more high welfare, I think, than average. And that was like 160 or 150. So it was 20p more just to take the cows out of the equation, which was great.
I'm hoping Mia will want to give up her milk soon, but it's hard because it's like her favourite thing. Yeah. She loves it. And she drinks cow's milk. Yeah. But, she's not going to drink cow's milk forever. And I've just got to try and find a bedtime drink that will do the job. Yeah. That she'll like. Yeah. I might have to just tell her it's milk first. Yeah. Little white lie. Just try some different stuff. Yeah. Just try on some different stuff. Try on some different stuff as an extra treat, and then maybe you can take almond
it to
stuff's
bedtime.
Quite sweet, isn't it?
Almond stuff's nice. Coconut Dream for me was like the best one. The Coconut Dream was just like really tasty and lovely and milk-like, So that worked for me. And then I'm starting to look now at cheese. That's the next goal. But I reckon I'm going to find it easier to find higher welfare cheeses and do that less. Yeah. That might be my answer. Yeah. Find places that are, not cheese. Yeah, it's a tricky one. And it's like the silent culprit. It's like the silent thing, because a lot of people are going, meat, no, it's planetary, la la la, and they're going vegetarian and switching massive doses of cheese now into their diet, which isn't ideal, no, really, fats wise anyway. And it's bad for the planet as well. It's got a big footprint, and it's cruel. I know, bums me out. Yeah, it's so bad. Vegan ice cream's wicked as well. I mean, all of it's great. It's just cheese is the real question mark. It is, because it's so hard to replicate, isn't it? Yeah, it's that fats. It's all that fats problem, but compounded because it's all fats. Where I work, we do a vegan pizza, and we have vegan cheese available to put on it, vegan mozzarella, and it is rank. Yeah, it's bad times. Vegan mozzarella is just...
I mean,
not gonna
it's better once it's like hot and bubbling, but I mean, it's just...
Mate.
How do you can't replicate it properly.
No. And I'm interested in... I like a cheese board. And I don't just like cheddar kind of cheese,
like
melted
all the
cheese.
Different types.
I like old Dutch cheese, stinky French cheese,
smoky cheese,
blue vein cheese. Yeah. You know, like, so when I'm talking about getting away from cheese, it's not just a cheddar on my burger.
No,
it's not. I'm not having a slice of cheese on a meat substitute burger. I'm having artisan. Cheese board issues.
Yes.
You know, but like I'm not like a mad fancy person, right? I'm not like finedining.com, but I love a cheese board. It's something that I'm into. I'm big into cheese and wine.
I know.
I'm of that age.
But, you know, there are people out there who are just like, well, I can't give up meat and I can't give up cheese. Yeah. And they're just out there doing that.
Doing damage.
But we're at least
trying.
Giving it a go.
Yeah.
And I think as well, like, as demand grows, you know, the science behind it is going to get better.
Absolutely.
And I think there's a huge industry out there dedicated to making alternatives so that we can we
can start making
animal
that move.
products.
And exactly, and that's gonna snowball.
It's only going to get better.
But this is back to putting your money that's your vote.
Yeah.
Put your money where your heart is.
Yeah.
Because it's only because we've created a market that there are companies trying to fill the market. You know,
exactly.
only because there's a demand that people are.
And I'm not sure of the numbers at all, but I'm pretty sure that the rate of vegetarians and veganism is like at an all-time high. Yeah. And it's soaring. Yeah. Year on year.
Yeah, and also the social pressure is really gaining up as well.
Well, because the information's there now. Yeah, which it never used to be. It used to be, but only if you went to seek it. But now you go online. And it's everywhere.
And this has been like, you know, in the last 10 years, I guess, like a rolling thing. My friend Laura, her parents have been vegetarians since like they were in their teens or like in their uni age.
Yeah.
And they were talking about going to London to the one vegetarian shop from Newcastle.
I know.
You know, to get jackfruit in cans, you know, and like that's what those people had to overcome to stick by their beliefs or do what they could see is right, and they were the beginning of the vehicle of change. Yeah, and now it's rolling. So but just jump on the bandwagon. Yeah. It's easy. Yeah. Get corn scotch eggs for your picnic. Like it's amazing.
I know.
Privilege.
I want to get some jackfruit actually and have a play around with that.
Yeah, and it's fun as well. I mean, I love cooking. I really do love cooking, and I love cooking with whole foods and stuff. So a lot of my vegetarian efforts have been just making stuff that. Recipes that didn't have meat in it, vegetable curries, vegetable soups, so on and so forth. But now, looking that it's so easy and it's out there, it means on my lazy days, I don't have to, revert back or live on spinach and ricotta pasta, which is my go-to.
But it's nice.
Yeah. So if I was, and it used to be like cooking, easy pasta, cooking, cheese-based pizza, but now it's like... doesn't have to be that.
No, exactly.
It doesn't have to fall very heavy on the cheese end.
No.
You can do shawarma. Shawarma pitted.
I'm totally having that tonight.
Yeah, man.
Very excited.
They're really good.
Already.
They're really good. So you still eat meat outside of the home?
I do. Not like... I don't like leave the house deliberately to go and have some meat. But well, if I'm not eating it in my living room, it doesn't count.
Sat on the doorstep with a McDonald's.
No, not at all. And to be honest, I don't really eat outside of my house very often anyway. But like if we go out to dinner or something, as I say, I was fully expecting to eat meat when I went to my mum's house, but actually she's accommodated. Yeah, completely. Although I went away with my family and we did have some meat there because it was just cooked en masse. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm just not being too militant about it. No. I'm just like starting with my house and then I'll
progress outwards. Do you know what I think as well? There's a lot to be said for not being militant because I think that is more likely to affect change. Yeah. Like people are more likely to listen to you if you're not going to come in with your walls up.
Nobody likes to be told that they're doing everything wrong and that they're a horrible person. Yeah, like that 100%. Is not the way to win people over, in my opinion.
Absolutely not.
Equally, I don't think the way forward is to bombard people with animal cruelty videos or statistics. No. I think you just need to... I think actually the best way to do it is to highlight the fact that it's not as hard as you think it is.
Yeah, for sure.
And there are so many options out there and it's not like this insurmountable thing, and it won't cost you the earth in money.
And it doesn't matter if you go to a restaurant and you want to have a steak, just crack on, because you have done better by not having a steak every night already. You've made a difference, a small difference,
and a little bit goes a long way. And I'm quite sure that we've only been doing this for, God, I don't even know, 2 or 3 months. But I'm quite sure once it becomes second nature, it will just become second nature outside of the house as well.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, I'm not planning to go anywhere just yet, so I've got time.
Yeah, exactly. To make the changes, you make the little differences where you can. Yeah, absolutely. And like I say, I think that attitude allows room for people to ask questions and make changes themselves. Nobody likes to be told, like, wow, you just shouldn't be doing that. No. It's fucked for the planet, and you're an asshole if you eat meat. And it's just like, oh my God, wow.
I switch off when people start with that shtick. I'm like,
and I'm sympathetic here. You know, I'm interested, but even then, I'm like,
I just don't like the finger wagging and the you know, the pedestal nonsense
stuff. It's just like,
it doesn't work for me. I'm just like, you'll never bully me into doing something. Like, I'm my own person, and I'm not stupid. If you present me with facts, and you know, like a positive narrative. Rather than a negative one that's full of pain and anguish.
Positive is reinforcing. You
know, I'm a lot more, you know, receptive to that.
Yeah, it would be nicer if people were just like, oh, you're not doing it at home. Well done. That's better than doing it all the time.
Exactly.
Not like, wow, you're just still eating it though, aren't you? You shit.
No.
You know.
You know. I think. But everyone finds different things easy.
For sure.
You know, like I know that one thing I should do is exercise more, and some people can just do that.
Yeah.
And it's easy. It's a struggle for me.
Yeah.
But you know, other things I can do easily, and one of those things is not eating meat in my house.
Yeah. So that's a switch that's happened. Easily for you, and that's great. You know, and it's those little differences along the way.
Yeah.
You know, and when you start talking about this kind of stuff, and you start having these conversations, you find more little savings you can make and more little things you can do. And
like I say, we started with the meat, and then I was in my bathroom and I was just looking at all the plastic in my bathroom. And I was
when you see it, you can't unsee it.
This is insane.
Yeah, like, it's bad.
Shampoos and shower gels and toothpaste and toothbrushes and like everything. And I was like, I'm sure I can do something about this.
Yeah.
You know, like pump soap. Yeah. It's £1 every 2 weeks. So even if you want to look at that money-wise, I've just bought a pack of 6 Dove bars of soap. I'm still on 1 bar of soap.
Lasts forever.
It's been weeks.
Yeah, lasts forever.
You know, so even if whatever's more important to you,
just
if it's the money or if it's the plastic, you know, there's ways around it.
Yeah, and the meat thing as well, for money, it's like eating vegetarian, if you're cooking or making stuff, it is cheaper. Yeah. Definitely. Like
I was making a stir fry the other day, and I wasn't making it with meat. And I was like, do you know what? This is just the same meal. Yeah. What difference is a few chunks of
just
meat?
Take it out. Yeah. Just take it out.
It just doesn't need to be there.
Yeah, it really doesn't. Especially if you're throwing in something that's got the mouthfeel, like the tofu kind of cauldron pieces.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever. So
you wouldn't even notice. But yeah, I don't mind a vegetable stir fry.
No.
You know, it's great. It's good. Yeah, and it's like £3 or something.
It's so cheap.
You know, rather than £8 or whatever.
It's very hard to fuck up a stir fry.
Yeah.
I'm a terrible cook, by the way. I'm really like, well, actually, no, I'm not. It's not that I'm terrible. I've just never bothered. Yeah. So I'm inexperienced.
You're not into it.
No.
That's fine.
I think I'm going to get more into it now, though, with this new food journey that I'm on. Yeah. And the fact that I'm going to be cooking for Mia once she eventually gives up the beige oven food. Yeah, it is, fingers crossed. Yeah. You know, and if she gets into different flavours, I'll enjoy cooking for her. So, yeah. It has inspired me to actually spend some time in the kitchen.
It's all a journey.
Try some different things.
Yeah, it's opened you up to other options, which is fantastic.
Definitely.
Yeah. No, it's all a journey. It really is. So, I think, like, often people that have this kind of lifestyle, there's a bit of a tribal thing going on around people that are into the planet or vegetarian or whatever. And people kind of assume it's this kind of hippie,
yogurt weaving,
everything's tote,
grass skirt wearing.
Yeah. It's not like for everybody. I think that's a big thing.
I weave my own pants.
Yeah, because I think social media's got a lot to answer for making us tribalised.
Well, they just like to, you know. All different groups like to vilify other groups.
Yes, that's true.
You know, and it's not an internet thing. It's been going on forever, but the internet has just made it worse.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's made it easy to see as well.
And also there's the, what they call on social media, the echo chamber.
Yeah.
Because you surround yourself with like-minded people. So you think that everyone thinks the way you think.
Yeah.
And then you talk to other people and they're like, well, I think differently.
Yeah.
And I think that's why the comment section happens on like public posts by pages, because all these people are like, well, me and all my friends, we think this.
Yeah.
And you're wrong.
My tribe is this.
Yeah.
And I'm not into your tribe.
No.
Yeah. And I think that's really sucks, because what that's doing is it's making things like health and wellness and planetary concerns being eco-sustainable, it's making that not for you, it's for us, or it's for this group, or we're the group that does this and you don't look like us, so you don't get to do it, or you're not doing it, you know. And it's really alienating, and I think like we really need to have ownership of those things. Everybody does, which is like a big reason like I wanted to do this and start the store, and that was just to try and outline another pathway, you know. And it's great to think about people that don't fit the stereotype or the imagined bracket. And on the subject of vegan and meat free and stuff, like a really good example of this is Derrick from Sepultura, because he doesn't look like somebody you would expect to be a vegan.
No, but he is.
You know, he's on stage
very passionate about
tearing it up. He's a like mountain of a man.
He is.
You know,
big guy.
The music's aggressive. It's, you would just think that he would not only eat meat, but he would hunt the animal and just bite it. You know, just eat it raw. He just wouldn't
chase it through the meadow with a fucking spear.
Yeah,
like,
he'd be like, I'm hungry. Come here. Oh, cow.
Yeah. Like chewing steak and meat on the
Because
bone.
it's just that kind of
image.
Like it's aggressive and he's muscly and he's big and he's, you know, and you think, oh wow.
Yeah.
And he's a vegan, and he's like a really interesting like example of the break in that, you know, and that he's like, be a great advocate of change, because you know, metalers, I guess at some level could be, you know, surprised by that. You know, I think
I agree. I do agree. Having said that, I am starting to see veganism in a lot of different crowds now. There's quite a big movement in the alternative crowd, like brands like New Rock and Killstar.
Oh yes,
they have a whole vegan range. And vegan, because like I had someone say to me the other day, like, oh, isn't that just PVC? And I'm like, well, PVC isn't necessarily vegan. Because of the glue that's used, because of the products that's used. I said, so actually stating it's vegan isn't just a gimmick. It's an actual. Not a lot of leather-free products can say that they're vegan.
The cool thing about New Rock is that they didn't bring out their vegan alternative until they made an alternative that was as good as their leather. Because their boots and shoes, they
tough wearing.
They really wear hard.
The money.
They're very serious bits of kit. You know, they're really solid, well manufactured, solidly put together. And they didn't want to compromise their brand by doing a vegan version that would fall apart in 2 years.
But they recognised that there was a demand for it.
And they made that, you know, they kind of went down that journey, and when they released the vegan leather, you could say to people, yes, it will last you 10 to 15 years, just like the animal leather, you know, which is really cool. I've
and the whole health goth movement, that was kind
big.
Of brought the vegan thing to the forefront as well.
Definitely, yeah.
So, like you say, alternative people wouldn't be your first thought when you think of vegan, planet-saving types. You think more of your tie-dye wearers. And
Thai fisherman trousers.
Or your very, very posh people.
Oh, yummies, because vegan is expensive, and I think people think vegetarian can be expensive.
It can be expensive
if you want it to be.
Depends how you do it.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, I think it's really it's being recognised in a lot of different sort of
social tribes
across a large, you know, like a large demographic.
Definitely. Yeah, you're seeing it like crop up in a lot more little corners and stuff.
Also, vegan junk food, has become a massive thing. I was looking up online the other day because I quite like to try some. There's some and the pictures. I don't know if the pictures match the taste, but they look really naughty.
I heard a rumour that one of the vegan junk food places in, I think probably Shoreditch, up Hoxton or somewhere like that, has a cheese that is gooey and melty and stringy.
I've seen pictures of it. I think it's filthy. It's called Filthy Foods. I might be wrong about that.
Yeah.
So
fact check.
Yeah, but there is definitely one called Filthy Foods. Mildred's, I know in Camden.
Oh, Mildred's is great. I've been to Mildred's.
Great buzz about it. I've never been, but that's on my list.
Yeah, me and Tom like to go to Mildred's, especially if we have any friends that are vegetarian. That's our go-to dinner spot. You know.
But there are so many places popping up now with really decent vegan options that would make you feel like you're eating the naughty food that you want to eat.
Do you know what we should do? We should take this to the streets.
Yes.
We'll take us and go and eat them, and we'll let everybody know.
Yes.
As like
I'll take one for the team.
Yeah.
I'll eat a delicious burger.
Will you do that for me as a friend?
Selflessly, I will put myself forward.
Oh wow!
And put myself through that.
That's big of you, mate. That's big of you.
I'm all heart. Yeah, I can't help it.
This will be like to be continued. We'll take this to the streets. Gonna eat some vegan junk food.
Yeah.
We'll go down to Iceland and look at all the all the no bull options.
We can do that.
Do it.
I'll eat that as well.
Yeah, I'll cook it. You eat
all
it.
For you guys.
Yeah, for the benefit of sharing the cause and spreading the word. We're gonna eat the planet healthy. We're gonna eat the planet.
We're just two women, but we take it very seriously.
I'm just one girl trying to make this city vegetarian. Oh man.
It can be done.
Yeah, man.
I have faith in us.
Yeah, well, we're just one candle lighting a many.
Exactly. Yeah. All it takes is one.
Just takes one effort.
Is all you need.
Yeah, lovely. Well, thanks for coming in and talking to us about your experience.
Anytime.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
I think it's important for people to know that.
Yeah, I think if you take anything away from our conversation, it should be that it doesn't need to be hard. You don't need to do it in one go.
Yeah.
And it is financially not as bad as you think it is.
Definitely. Yeah. I would say don't be put off by signing up to a tribe.
And don't be bullied.
Don't be bullied.
Don't be bullied.
Don't be bullied. It's your body. It's
your
your
life.
money. It's your life. Have it. Oh my God, have it your way.
No, because we don't want to go there.
I know. We don't have it that way.
No.
I want it that way.
No.
Just do your thing. No. Do we desperately claw for like a sign-off slogan?
What about that's it.
And that was all she wrote. Well, thanks for coming in.
Anytime.
Cheers.